Hello everyone, myself is Divya Bahal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. The subject that we are going to study is mass transfer operations. So, as far as last lectures are concerned, what we covered till date is, we covered up to boiling point diagrams, okay? From last lecture you saw that we studied TXY diagram, okay, in which your pressure is constant, okay. You keep your pressure constant and with respect to temperature, you note that how your liquid phase and vapor phase composition changes. Whereas PXY diagram is concerned, it is with respect to when your temperature is constant, okay. You keep your temperature constant and pressure variation shows the effect on your liquid and vapor phase compositions, okay. So, in vapor liquid equilibrium, okay, to know about the equilibrium conditions, okay, from phase rule we got to know that you can vary up to 2 variables, okay. There are total 4 variables, okay. Now first of all we studied the boiling point diagrams, right, but we must know the significance. See, here it comes again to the phase rule. From phase rule there are total 4 variables for mass transfer operation: pressure, temperature, liquid phase composition and vapor phase compositions, okay. Your freedom, we get to know that the degree of freedom for distillation is 2. It means from 2 intensive variables, okay, which are independent of mass. If any one variable is fixed, then other will automatically get fixed, okay. So we can relate it with our PXY and TXY diagram, okay. That suppose if we are keeping the pressure fixed, okay, and you are varying the temperature. See, when you are varying the temperature, okay, you are keeping your pressure fixed and you are keeping, suppose you are keeping your liquid phase composition fixed, okay. Now if you are varying your temperature, so with respect to that liquid phase composition you get a Y vapor phase composition, okay. Your liquid phase was initially it was fixed, okay. Suppose you took your solution in which the composition of more volatile was suppose 0.6, so you have fixed X. Now with respect to X, when you are changing some other variable, like when you are changing the temperature, okay, how the change on Y is noted over here. See, automatically it will get into equilibrium. The significance of phase rule is that. So hence we need to study TXY and PXY diagram. So that was studied. Now some important laws which are applicable in distillation, okay. Some of the important laws are like Raoult's law, Dalton's law. So we will study about it. Now what is Raoult's law? Okay, in chemistry you might have studied. Now starting with this law, first of all we need to assume, okay, there are certain assumptions about this law. Then and only then it is valid and applicable. So first assumption is that your liquid, okay, it behaves as an ideal solution, whereas your vapor, it behaves as your ideal gas, okay. Now so it is used for predicting vapor liquid equilibrium, okay. The Raoult's law, okay, it shows you the chemistry of vapor and liquid which are in equilibrium, okay. So this is the basis, this is the foundation of VLE. Now what does ideality mean? Okay, we defined that your liquid and vapor would act as ideal solution and ideal gas. Now what is the ideality? When it follows ideal gas law, that is your ideality, then you can say that it is your ideal gas. It means the conditions for ideality is no intermolecular attraction exists between the molecules and no volume occupancy is there, okay. You can say that your molecules are so small that no volume is occupied with them. These are the conditions of ideality, okay. So that is your Raoult's law. Now how Raoult's law applies over distillation, as we will see. Now as distillation involves boiling a solution and condensing its vapor, okay. Now what we are doing in distillation, you are boiling the solution, okay, it's totally based on that, and from that you are collecting the vapors and condensing it, okay. The composition of distillate is identical to the composition of vapors. It's but natural, okay. The vapors which are generating, okay, as we discussed TXY diagram, okay, how we were studying about the Thailands, the behavior. See, the composition of distillate is identical to composition of vapors. The vapors which are generating, what you are doing, you are taking the vapors out and you are condensing it, okay. So what was in vapor phase is now converted into liquid phase. So of course the composition would be same. So Raoult's law states that a compound's vapor pressure is lessened when it is part of a solution and is more proportional to its molar composition. Okay, so what does it mean here is, initially your compound was pure, okay, now you're making a solution, okay, it means a second entity is now added. Now because of the presence of that second entity, okay, there is going to be a effect of that entity on your original compound, on the more volatile component. Okay, simply talking about, first water is there. When you water, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Now it's simple, you might have seen in the daily examples also. Okay, when it is boiling, simple example, making tea, when the water is boiling, if you suddenly add 1 teaspoon of sugar, what will happen? The boiling ceases. What does it happen is, your sugar is here non-volatile component. Okay, because of addition of sugar, now it will lessen the vapor pressure. Okay, now it is sugar plus solvent, water. So it is a solution where water was a solvent and now sugar is a non-volatile solute. Okay, so because of addition of it, now you have a mixture of water plus sugar. Now sugar will play its part, it will lessen the vapor pressure. So because of that, your temperature has increased, your boiling point will increase. Okay, so what does it show? Now that is here Raoult's law come into action. Okay, it shows the effect on the more volatile component in liquid phase. Okay, how your vapor pressure has been decreased. Okay, now your compound, your more volatile compound is not in pure form. Okay, now it is a mixture with a non-volatile solute. Now mole fraction comes into part. When I was talking about only water, the mole fraction of water was 1 because it is pure. Now I am adding sugar, so now I will have a mole fraction of it. So I will talk now in terms of mole fraction and vapor pressure of my water, that was solvent, which is volatile. Okay, so that way you can relate in distillation also. In distillation you have, instead of non-volatile solute, you have 2 volatile components. Okay, but one would be more volatile, and so we will define in terms of more volatile component. Okay, so again Raoult's law states that a compound's vapor pressure is lessened when it is part of a solution and it is proportional to its molar composition. What is the statement? The statement is, the equilibrium partial pressure of a component in a solution at given temperature is equal to the product of its vapor pressure in pure state and its mole fraction. Okay, equilibrium partial pressure of component. Here you can define equilibrium partial pressure in terms of more volatile also and less volatile also. Okay, but it states in liquid phase. Okay, it relates everything with respect to liquid phase composition. Okay, so it states that equilibrium partial pressure of a component in a solution at given temperature is equal to product of its vapor pressure in pure state and its mole fraction. Okay, so you can see A is pure A, B is pure B. Okay, and now solution of A plus B. You can see here 2 weights are kept on A, whereas 1 is kept on B. Okay, it means I can say my A is more volatile because the vapor pressure is more, hence I have kept 2 weights on it, whereas in B I have kept only 1 weight because it is less volatile as compared to A. Now when we are talking about mixture, see now A and B are together. You can see now here comes the talk about mole fraction. You can see pink and blue balls together in a combined system of solution. Okay, so when I have to relate my vapor pressure and the partial pressure, okay, equilibrium. Now see, equilibrium word has been established. Okay, equilibrium means now no more transfer can take place. Okay, so the equilibrium partial pressure of my A or B in a solution at given temperature. Now note down, as I will change the temperature, of course my equilibrium condition will change. So I have to be specific that my equilibrium partial pressure at what temperature I am deciding. So I am going to talk about at that temperature only. Okay, it is equal to product of its vapor pressure in pure state and its mole fraction. What is significance of Raoult's law? Now it shows the effect on vapor pressure of pure species when another component is added. Okay, mainly a non-volatile solute. Now as in distillation you have less volatile. Okay, so it shows the effect on vapor pressure of pure species. Okay, how now your solution will how your solution now behaves as compared to the pure species. Okay, so for a mixture of A and B, my A is more volatile, so it shows the contribution of individual components of liquid or solid mixture to the total pressure exerted by the system. Okay, so here we are, see, we will discuss later on what is equilibrium, what is partial pressure. So see, now we are talking with respect to the solution, with respect to a mixture. Okay, when it was pure and now it is in mixture. So in mixture, how its partial pressure is going to change. Okay, that is simply, it relates about, it's the significance of Raoult's law. As we saw earlier, addition of another non-volatile species decreases the vapor pressure of pure component, thus increasing the boiling point. Okay, so I can say that more the non-volatile component, harder it is for the volatile solvent to evaporate. Thus, it means vapor pressure of mixture is lower than that compared to pure solvent. Okay, so you can see in distillation how we can relate it. Okay, more is my less volatile component. Okay, so it will be hard for the solution, for the mixture to boil. Okay, whereas if my more volatile component was pure, the scenario was totally different. Okay, if I am talking about pure benzene and solution of benzene plus toluene, okay, benzene is my more volatile component. Okay, it is more volatile. Now if I am increasing the composition of toluene more, if in my solution toluene is more, so see, when I am relating my mixture with pure benzene, so that relation is helpful when Raoult's law comes into action. Okay, it shows that how addition of toluene has reduced the vapor pressure. Okay, how it has reduced the vapor pressure, and thus the solution of benzene and toluene. Okay, now it is solution, and so how the temperature has increased. Okay, it shows the effect of vapor pressure. You can see when it was pure. Okay, and now when a solution is there, that is with solute, so vapor pressure has been lowered. It means the temperature of the solution has been increased. Now what is partial pressure? Okay, the partial pressure of a gas is the pressure exerted by a gas in the volume occupied by the mixture of gases. Okay, mixture of gases, there can be n number of gases, and if in that mixture I want to relate pressure of my one component with one component, then that is your partial pressure. Okay, you can see gas A, B and C are there. Okay, it individually has, when it was in different container, okay, at different temperature and its own volume was there. Okay, for A, let's take an example. The volume of all three were 111 liter. Okay, so volume occupied by A in that whole volume, okay, sorry, the pressure of A in that whole volume was PA. Okay, and that is similarly of B and C. Now if I am mixing these three gases together and I am keeping volume same, okay, note down, the volume of all four containers are same here, 1 liter, 1 liter, 1 liter, and for total container also the volume is 1 liter. In that scenario, the pressure exerted by that, suppose A, in the total cylinder, that is your partial pressure. Okay, your total pressure is combination of pressure of A, B, C, okay, so that is your total pressure. But have you seen, I am keeping volume same. Container A, B and C, the volume of 3 is similar to that in which total container, okay, in which I will be keeping my 3 gases. So that way you can relate what is partial pressure. So from Raoult's law, I can say that my PA is equal to PA sat into XA. Now, what is PA? Partial pressure of A, that is more volatile, partial pressure of B, that is PB. Your PA sat, your PB sat is vapor pressure of pure A, when it is pure, okay, when no other component is present. Similarly, your XA, XB are mole fraction of A and B. So that way you can relate your PA and PB. Okay. So that is representation of Raoult's law. See, some other places vapor pressure is also represented as PA 0. Okay. Instead of SAT, 0 is there. So that is also another representation of vapor pressure. Now, for a mixture A and B in both liquid and vapor phase, we can say that XA plus XB equal to 1 and YA plus YB equal to 1. So I can say that XB is equal to 1 minus XA. Hence, for PB, instead of XB, I can write 1 minus XA. Okay, so that way, what you are doing, you are just, when you will solve questions, okay, this way one data is not given. How you have to manipulate the data and find out the question, that is answer. So you have to be thorough with the mathematical representations, okay, how you have to substitute what, etc. So you have to derive it. Practice the derivation and that would be easy. When to use what formula, okay. So in short, in gist, I can say that Raoult's law shows the effect on the liquid. So we take into account liquid phase composition. That was for today's lecture. In next lecture, we will study about Dalton's law, about some important terms like relative volatility, okay, and how relative volatility is very important. You will learn the significance of vapor pressure also in relative volatility, okay. That was for today's lecture. Thank you.